Good morning, Hornets. Welcome back to another episode of SHS Today. First, Kelly Verwart features some new faces you may have seen around the high school. Next, Ming Sayakorp showcases a local business just getting off the ground. And finally, Ava Pastolka shows us the interesting hobbies of some students here at Saline. All of this and more on this February 10th edition of SHS Today.
Hello Hornets, Valentine's Day has come and gone, but we're still here to give you the news. I'm Max Watkins.
And I'm Faith Pearson. Let's begin.
You know who really deserves some love, Faith?
Who's that?
The Saline High School teachers. Over the last year, SHS has seen quite a few personnel changes, including many new faces at the front of the classroom. Kelly Verwart talks with two of the new hires in this new edition of Teacher Feature.
SHS has seen many new hires in this past year. Mr. Ballou, teaching welding, and Mr. Trout, teaching manufacturing, are just two of the new teachers here at Saline High School.
When I started going to Washtenaw for welding, I started actually just helping everybody that was there, and I was like, wow, I actually kind of like doing this. So I applied for the technician position here, and the rest is history.
Mr. Ballou's favorite part about teaching is bonding with his students.
I love interacting with the students. It's so much fun. Going to welding competitions with them, the build up to that I really enjoy that. The biggest thing that I'd want them to take from my class is just that knowing that there's multiple opportunities out there, and it's not just one thing, not one thing that they can do, go to college and get a job. It's everything. There's so much more to that.
Mr. Trout shares a similar story.
I went into the trade and worked in a couple different shops, and then my old teacher called me up and said the position was open, and I'm like, well, I could give it a shot. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's a whole new environment than what I'm used to, coming from the trades and from a shop environment, going to a teaching environment, it's a little more professional. Just figuring all that out has been a little bit of a challenge. The big thing is even not all of them might not be interested in machining or in manufacturing, but at least take the skills.
These new teachers and their students are learning and gaining new experiences together. Reporting for SHS Today, I'm Kelly Verwart. Back to you in the studio.
It seems as though our newest teachers are adjusting well to Saline High School. Thank you, Kelly, for that showcase, and thank you, Mr. Ballou and Mr. Trout, for joining the Saline staff.
Seniors looking for scholarship money can apply to a number of local scholarships offered by Saline community members. Over 30 scholarships are available to students in the Saline area, but all applicants must apply by 3 p.m. on February 24th for consideration. If you are interested, scan the QR code on screen for more information.
Max, you're a senior, right? What do you do when you're not applying for scholarships?
I've spent a lot of my free time and money buying collectibles.
It's interesting you should mention that because it seems plenty of other students have similar hobbies. 2 weeks ago, SHS Today sent out a survey looking for students with interesting collections. Ava Pastolka takes a look at some student responses.
Every great scientist, artist, and entrepreneur needs a starting point. And for Peter Brewer and Katie Holmes, that is their collections.
I started really young. I've always loved rocks. That's just a part of me. And all of the colors that I was able to collect, it's just, you always need more. You can't have just the one.
While some gather their collections, other people create them.
My main collection is my model planes and ground vehicles collection. I'm an aviation enthusiast. Anybody who knows me would know that. It's definitely not the hardest hobby, but I would encourage anyone who likes anything that you can model to model.
And with a bright future on the horizon, Peter and Katie hope to turn their passions into careers.
I'm planning on going to Michigan Tech for geology, and I plan on being a geologist in the future and doing anything I can to do with rocks. If it was a career to just dig up rocks and look at them, if I could get paid for that, I would do that.
I plan to be probably a commercial pilot, which sounds like something an 8-year-old would want to do, but I do want to do that.
While collecting is simply a hobby for some, for Peter and Katie, it has become so much more. I'm Ava Pistolka, reporting for SHS Today. Back to the studio.
It's amazing that students have so many unique passions. Great job, Ava, at collecting those stories.
Thank you to everyone who filled out our survey and shared their interests.
Another interest that many Saline students share is music, which they express through the marching band and orchestra. But these programs don't run for free.
The Saline Music Program will be hosting their annual mattress fundraiser on Saturday, February 25th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the high school commons. Proceeds from mattress sales go to funding for the band and orchestra. Text Saline 23 to the phone number on screen for additional information.
There's more to buy in Saline than mattresses, though, like games. In our next feature, Ming Saya Cork highlights a new local board game store.
In the years following the 2020 pandemic, small businesses have been negatively affected, but now news businesses have been on the rise. Here's Benjamin James, the owner of RU Game.
So RU Game is a game store where people can come in to play board games, card games, along with a play space so people can actually come in, sit down and play the games that they want to play. The general open gaming space is immediately open when we open 10 a.m. And people can come in, they can bring their own game, they can sit down with their friends, just sit down and play, so they've got a nice easy place to meet up that might be a little easier for everybody to get to. We've got food and drink for people if they want to grab anything. There's also other local places they can grab food, and then they can sit down and actually get to play out the game.
Getting a game you like is very important to RU Game, and the store has a special system so that you can find what you want.
We have 4 tables up front where we set out a game that we think a lot of people are going to enjoy. We set them up, they can see the game, they can see the pieces, and we can run them through like a round or 2 of a game so they can learn how it plays. And then if they're interested, now they have a better feel for making a purchase, because nobody likes buying something to find out they don't like it later.
Lastly, here are some of Ben's initial thoughts about his business.
We are only about 2 months old, so it's expanding. You guys can see we're still finishing up a few things here or there, but the initial run has been a lot better than we actually expected.
If you have the time, come down and check out the store to see it for yourself. Reporting for SHS Today, I'm Ming Saya Cork. Back to you in the studio.
RU Game looks to be a great new addition to the Saline community. Students excited about strategy and board games can check out this local store at 1345 East Michigan Avenue, right next to the Imagine Theater.
That's all we have for you this week. I'm Max Watkins.
And I'm Faith Pearson. Be sure to follow us on @Saline Video on Instagram and YouTube for show updates and behind-the-scene content.
We're off next week, but we'll be back on March 1st to cover the SHS production of Footloose, a spotlight on the foreign exchange program, and another episode of Nerd News.
Have a great week, Hornets.